stable to 700 megabytes per second data transfer speed. I used it for 3 weeks, everything went well. Both SMB server and client have the same environment if not mentioned. OS, Win 10 Pro 1909, 18363. 900, 64-bit switch, CRS3091G8S Plus and switch OS, MikroTik SWOS DAC cable server, 10G Tech 5 feet 1. 5 meters, DAC Twin-X cable DAC cable client, 10G Tech 23 feet 7 meters, DAC Twin-X cable SMB, enable SMB direct and disable SMB1. 0 disk, server, Samsung 960 EVO series, 500 GB M2 int. Not sure why the other reviewer had the issues he did, but I have bought 2 of these devices and simply plugged them in and they worked. I do know that these can be programmed for use as either a router or an unmanaged switch, so possibly the unit he received was flashed with the router version of software. I feel for him as it looks like he had nothing but issues, and that is never fun. In my case, no issues at all, and set one up in my office and the other in my man cave and connected together with a 30-meter fiber cable and all is well. Also purchased several NICs and am now running 10 gig on my desktop and 2 others, as well as a 10 gig NAS and 3 SE hosts also running 10 gig. Data transfers from the SE hosts to the NAS absolutely fly, and the desktop connection is also very fast, albeit slightly slower transfers probably due to moving between 2 switches. The desktop is connected to one switch and the NAS is connected to the second switch. All in all, I am very pleased with these units, but I will say that the other reviewer was correct when stating that the software is clunky at best and downright crappy at worst. Chinese $half-it software for sure, but it does work when you muddle through it. For the price, I will take that trade-off as the equipment simply works. I tried this out as router OS and switch OS. Web interface makes easy things easy. For advanced features, the web interface does not have enough. Example with routeros, use 1 gigabit per second as port for other network, and the SFP plus ports for shared subnet, enable NAT, enable routing, enable DHCP, specify a /24 subnet. The first IP address handed out to a client making a DHCP request was the /24 broadcast address. Effectively not usable, and problematic for peers on the /24. So, to specify a range of allowed IP addresses for leases, you have to use the command line to add the range, and avoid using the network ID, default GW, and broadcast IP. Lots of features in this router/switch. Default was switched with switch OS, SWOS, enabled, which was totally plug and play. It all worked fine. For just switch features? Really easy to use and configure. For router OS, become comfortable with using a terminal/command line. So far so good, using it with SFP plus 10 GB copper shielded cables and SFP plus BSET SFPs for normal Cat6 connections. The only issue I had, which is why I knocked off a star, is that it keeps powering off when I connected shielded Cat7 I bought, and I thought I had bad cables, but then I finally start using the SFP plus 10 GB copper pre-made cables and it did the same thing. Click link in description for more reviews.